Okay, so this is the first game that you sent for Invisible Woman. Before I start, the things that I'm looking for specifically as an Invisible Woman player are using your shift as your vortex whenever you have it, so that you can build up ultimate charge and do some chip damage. Use your push and pull ability as much as you can, especially pulling enemies out of positions. Your general positioning as a support, as in if you're too far back or too far forward, and how you use your ultimate. So with those things said, let me see how you do. Okay. Now, straight off the point here, why are you, as a support, running so far forward? Yup, your tank is definitely a bit too far back, but you shouldn't be running headfirst into an enemy Hulk like this. And this is kind of a thing that you have to understand as a support, that your job is to stay alive first and foremost. Your life is the most important, so don't try to put yourself in danger to try and save a teammate, right? If a teammate is about to die, don't sacrifice yourself for them. It's not worth it. It's better to let them die than to die with them. Especially as a support, because if you die as a support, your team is down 50% healing, which is insanely huge. Like, they just can't win a fight like that. So keeping yourself safe is way more important than saving a teammate, especially if the teammate is in a bad position. Now, another thing I'm noticing is you've died, but you haven't used your abilities like at all. Let's look at it again. So you haven't used the shield to heal the Spider-Man, which would be easier. You haven't used the shield on the tank or anyone else. You haven't used the shift. And you also haven't used your push and pull ability. This is the first time you've used your shield, but it's a bit late. And yeah, it just doesn't matter anymore, especially because you die. So your positioning, and the reason you kind of died here is because of your earlier position, that you went too far forward and then you were left in an awkward position where it was very easy for the Spider-Man to kill you. Whereas what you should have done is maybe play like this, right, where you have some cover, right? Or play super tight to a wall so that when the Spider-Man comes, it's a lot harder for him to do something because he has to kind of peek out wider. Whereas you always want to be trying to hug a wall, especially to your left, right? So like hug a wall here or play with cover here, but more likely this way. I really like this position because you can disengage here, you can always go back or play here or play here, right? You just always want to have some cover next to you, not out in the open like this. Now I think this point is probably lost because of that weird bad fight at the beginning. Okay, you are using your shield, that's nice. However, again, I'm not saying like, where's your shift, where's your push and pull ability? No, you're just not using them. Okay, that's nice, but now you're kind of in an awkward position, see? You just jumped out in the open, kind of the same issue as in you tried to go and save a teammate, but you doing so, you've put yourself in a very bad open position where you are completely exposed. Now the Hulk is on you, and to try kind of get him off of you, just press your shift, because it also slows people, and also push him away, right? That's what your abilities are for. To be used. Alright, so again, you've died and you haven't used your abilities like at all. Okay, now they have just captured the first point, so there's no reason to keep fighting right now because the point has just been captured there, so the enemy spawn is incredibly close around there, which means you're probably not going to be fighting until the cart is all the way here. And especially because your entire team is dead or like has just respawned, meaning they're incredibly far away, you should just be going back, chill, wait for your team to come back, regroup so that you can fight together, because otherwise you're just going to get destroyed one by one. So I wouldn't even be looking for anything here. Just go back to your team right now. I mean, your team is still not here. Right? You don't have any tank with you. Yeah, this is just really awkward. And no wonder you get destroyed, because it's just two supports by themselves. And now playback, nice. Okay, another kind of quick thing to mention. You shouldn't really be leaving the shield like this, exposed, right? You want to be recalling it by pressing your F, because then it recharges, and if you do need to redeploy it back, it will be full HP, and it won't be instantly destroyed. Whereas it's just sitting there doing nothing. There you go, you recalled it, nice. Nice, you've used your push and pull ability. Finally, we're using some abilities, thank you. Yeah, that's definitely a bit too aggressive, so I like that you disengage there. Now you could... Yeah, what you can actually do for Spider-Man is you can push him away in his ultimate. So if you used your push right here, like on this guy, right, like in this direction, you can actually push him away in his ultimate, and it won't hit you as easily, or like it will be out of range completely. So you can just push him away. And you having the instinct to use an ultimate there is fine, it was just a bit late. Okay, now your team is dead again, so you shouldn't really be looking for anything here, because you're all by yourself. Like, why are you going forward? It's literally just you. And same for, like, look at this. It's literally just two supports. Why are you here? Wait for your team and go after it. These guys are T-posing. Right? Just wait for your team. Because, like, what are you... There's nothing you can do by yourself. Why are you even walking forward? You're just putting yourself in unnecessary danger for no reason. Right? Just wait for your team. Literally. You can literally wait by the spawn door. Like, right here. Wait for them to come out and walk with them together. And push them away. Thank you. Right? So... the entire reason you died here is because you have no reason in being this far forward when your entire team is just coming out of spawn. Like, why are you the first one in front as a support? You should never be in front of your tank as a support. Unless like some very, very rare cases, but you should always wait for them and go with your team. Yeah, you've lost the second point again. And again, you're walking forward. I mean, I'm pretty sure the second point is lost. Maybe not. Damn, it was almost not lost. Yeah, I still think you should have just given it up way earlier. Okay, now go back, go back, go back, keep going back, keep going back. Yep, that's nice. This is generally a nice position, although this is definitely way too forward because the enemy spawn is right there, so you wouldn't want to be fighting here. You'd probably want to be fighting over here so that you have a corner to fight behind. But just for like this specific case, this is a decent position, right? You want to have some cover and be able to heal your teammates. But still, go back and also push enemies away. You see, you're kind of rotating around and going towards the enemies instead of simply just go back, man. Just go back. Right? You kind of got left behind, whereas you shouldn't even be standing here this close. You should already start going as back as far as you can. And also push the enemies away. Right? Whereas you push the enemies away, use the slow, and also when you're moving, you're just moving out in the open. You should always be moving towards the next piece of cover, towards more cover, here, or maybe even here, although that's a bit weird, right? But just always going towards the next kind of checkpoint. Whereas here, you see, you've kind of rotated around, and now you're the first one, right? Which as a support should, like I said, never happen. Also, absolutely horrendous ultimate placement. You know, you don't have to place it instantly. You can just wait like half a second, so you can actually place it in a good spot. Alright, so you can actually spend half a second and aim the ultimate. Again, push away, push away, push. When you're getting pushed by the enemies, you can simply just push them back. If they push and get close to you, just push them back. That's why you have the ability to push people away if you need to. So use it. You can also place a shield on a teammate. Like in this case, you can also place your shield on the magic and just stand next to the shield so that you get healing from the shield yourself, right? Instead of having to rely on the healing from the invisibility. Alright, so like stand next to the shield like this. Yeah, there you go. Although, again, I'm not really sure why you walked this forward again. Right, like, why are you going forward like this? You know, why are you walking forward here? Why are you walking forward? Just stand here, you know, behind the corner, behind the wall, and, right, keep healing from this position. And because you have the cover here, if you need to, you can always just back behind cover, and you're a lot safer, right? So, you can do, like, why are you walking into an Emma? Right, look, why are you next to your tank? Just think about it. And while also not being full HP, so why are you as a support with less than half HP next to your tank? And then you die. Use your shift, push or pull, use your shift. You're just not using your ability. Like, at all, almost. Yeah, you could have used your ultimate there. You could have used your ultimate there. So, and you still died without using your abilities. Please at least use your ultimate before the game ends. Please use your ultimate. Please ult. Please ult. Thank you. Way too late, however. But at least you did it. And please don't jump out of your own ultimate. Okay, now you're gonna be left inside of the ultimate, or like after it runs out, and you're probably gonna die. Yeah, there you go. So, first of all, this ultimate is way too late. Like, you should be using literally the moment you see the point, you should be using it, because it's literally about to be captured, so there's no time to waste. You should be spending it instantly. Right? Maybe you could have saved. Right, maybe you could have saved that teammate there, right? Maybe you could have saved those teammates with your ultimate if you just used it like a second earlier. Okay? Other than that, use your abilities again, right? You want to use them inside of your ultimate to do more damage and maybe kill some enemies or like put them in bad positions. Then, don't jump out of your own ultimate. Okay? And lastly, when your ultimate is about to end, so when there's like 1 or maybe 2 seconds left of your ultimate, you should be looking for where to go and find a good position to exit your ultimate. So probably here would probably be like the best position. Maybe here. So you have some cover, you have the health pack, and you can kind of heal your teammates like this or maybe like this. Right? But the reason for this is the ultimate is generally going to be the middle of a fight. And if the ultimate ends, but you're still left in the middle of the fight, you get left behind in the middle of the fight. Well, as a support, you should never be in the middle of the fight like that. So it's a very bad position for you to be left in, which is why you should be using those last 1 or 2 seconds of your ultimate where you have the healing to kind of disengage towards a good position after the ultimate ends so that you are not left in a awkward position, in a dangerous position. Now, at least you did use your abilities here, but yeah, just overall, you're not really using your abilities and your ultimate is kind of late. Again, man, use your abilities. Use abilities, please. Thank you. Use abilities, please, please. Please use abilities. You definitely could have killed this Hulk if you just pulled him. Alright, like, look at this. You can just pull him now, and it pulls him into your thing, and into your Venom, and considering how low HP he is, he's probably gonna die. But because you did not pull him, he manages to escape. Or I think he will escape. Alright, so you could have staggered another guy just by pulling him. I mean, at least you used it, but it's just way too late, man. Pull him. Look right now. Pull him. Pull him. You want to pull him and put him into a worse position. Now, you would be pulling him into your cloak, but there's the thing around, so I don't think it's the worst. And you're behind him, so you can heal him. But again, you want to pull him and mess up his positioning. Thank you. Also, here's a secret tip. If Psylocke is using her ultimate and you stay invisible, you won't be hit by the Psylocke ultimate. And you can't really out-heal a Psylocke ultimate by yourself. So, if you had just stood invisible here and let this cloak die, because he's about to die either way, you could have lived, and now your team will have at least one healer instead of no healers. So this is one of those cases where keeping yourself safe is more important than trying to save a teammate. Because now both of you died instead of just the cloak dying. Right? All you had to do is stay invisible. You literally just made the Psylocke ult better for her. And I think you actually lose the game because of that. Or like you lose the point because of it. Because yeah, you actually probably lose the point because of it. Because you also died, so your team had no healers, and you also could not build up your ultimate because you were dead. So you don't have it for this final fight. Which is probably why you lose the point here. I mean, you're still gonna have it, but okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, but it's just overall a very awkward fight because you lost the earlier fight because you died when you didn't have to. So this fight is kind of a consequence of the earlier death. Yeah, and now I generally think you... Yeah, okay, you do die. So the reason you lost that last point is because you tried to save a teammate that was essentially already dead. All you had to do was just keep staying safe. Or like invisible. Now let's see one attack. Again, pull man, pull, use ability. Use ability, shift, pull, push. Just press your abilities. You're getting destroyed by a Spider-Man and you're not even trying to fight him. Again, push, pull, push, pull. It's been almost a minute and you still haven't used either of your abilities. Like, not your shift or your E. You just have not used them at all. And it's been almost a minute now. Like, just press them. Just press them. Just press your abilities. That's it. I mean, the positioning is not the worst. But what is this ultimate? What? So, I understand that it's on the point, but your team is not even here. And the enemies are not even here. And your teammates aren't even in any real danger. Like, what is this ultimate? You know? And generally, you do want to use your ultimate sooner rather than later. But this case is just way too sooner. Like, there's no reason for this ultimate. Right? Like, your teammates are all full HP already. The enemies are not even here. Like, there's no fight, real fight even happening. And the way you use your ultimate is generally when there's a fight happening. Like your teammates and the enemies are clashing. you're fighting with each other, right? You're on top of each other, you're fighting. So you use your ultimate to help you win that fight. But if there's no real fight happening, you don't need an ultimate, right? There needs to be a fight happening first, then you use your ultimate to win that fight, or like to at least make it even. But in this case there wasn't any real fight happening, because look at the distance between the two teams, right? You want to use your ultimate when the two teams are kind of almost on top of each other, or like the proximity between them, the distance between them is a lot smaller, right? These are two separate teams, whereas you want them to be kind of one big jumble and then you use your ultimate. But yeah, this isn't even a real fight, because you're way too far from each other. Right, like, you could have achieved the exact same thing right here, which is pushing the enemies a little bit, without your ultimate, right? Like, the exact same outcome would have happened even if you didn't use your ultimate, and that's not what you want to do. You want to use your ultimate on a fight so that you can change the outcome of the fight. Okay, now don't sit on the point like this for no reason, because there's no need to sit 3 people on the point. You only need 1, because the difference between 0 people and 1 people, like, it's almost double in the speed, but more than 1 person, it's really diminishing and it's not worth it. So I'd probably walk up a little bit, maybe try to assist the Emma, maybe try to help the Spider-Man. But you sitting on the cart like this for no reason, when there's already people on the cart, you're not helping with anything. You would be a much better help trying to assist your teammates than getting a little bit of extra speed on the cart, which won't even really matter because the enemies are already here, so they're going to block your pushing anyway. So it's much more important to make sure the enemies don't even reach the cart than it is to make it a little bit faster. Now again, we're not using our abilities. No push, no pull, no shift. Okay, you finally used it. But now here's come the bad part. This fight is going on and you don't have your ultimate. Now you might probably win it, but this fight is a lot more difficult because you don't have your ultimate, because you wasted it earlier. So this would have been an amazing fight to use your ultimate. Also, use your abilities. However, I do like how you're using your shield here. This is nice. I like how you're using your shield here to kind of block yourself. That was actually nice. However, please use the others' abilities. Use your shift, use your push and pull. And another reason why you should be using them is because they add up with damage and they help you get your ultimate faster. Every time you use your shift, that's maybe 2 or 3% ultimate charge. Every time you use your push and pull, maybe that's 2 or 3% ultimate charge. And every time you use it, they add up. And that's how you get your ultimate like 10, 20, 30% faster just by using your abilities. So it's not only the fact that you need to use them because you don't want to waste them, but you're missing out on potential extra ultimates by not using them. Now, what I'm trying to say is there's multiple reasons why you should be using your ultimate, not just to get a kill or anything. Okay, now please sit on the cart. Yep, that's nice. Okay, but there's someone else on the cart. I mean, yeah, there should always be one person on the cart, genuinely. Yeah, like, this is unnecessary. This is not needed. This is absolutely not needed. Just leave, like, the cloak on the cart, and everyone else should walk up, take space, and prevent the enemies from fighting here. Like, this is absolutely not needed. The cart does move a little bit faster when there's more people, but it's really not that much. It's not worth it. Now, you have your ultimate and you should be prepared to use it this fight. Also, use your shift, use your push and pull. Okay, like right here, that was an insane push and pull. Okay, at least you used it. There's a fight going on to your right. Do you not hear this? Look. Like, even without looking, I can hear Psylocks fighting to my right. So, at the very... And look, everyone here is full HP, and I hear fighting to my right with my headset. So, at the very least, I would be taking a look to see what's going on. And what would I see? My Psylocke is incredibly low HP fighting the enemy Psylocke. So, maybe you would be able to heal her or, like, help her. Like, definitely. This entire fight... Okay, so your Psylocke literally died. I mean, she did get diffed, but you could have just easily helped her, right? Everyone here is full HP, they don't need any more healing. And you should also hear to your right that there's fighting going on, so at the very least you would be taking a look to see what's going on. Okay, at least you did use your ability there. But the poor Psylocke, man. Again, there's the Psylocke there. Yeah, maybe you should turn up your headset a little bit louder. Okay, there's one person on the card, so you can just walk forward. There's already... I mean, the tank here should not... This guy should not be sitting on the cart, but since there's already one person on the cart, and there's fighting going on, go and assist them. Go fight here. Forget about the cart. As long as there's one person on the cart, forget about it. I genuinely walk forward. Pull the Hulk, please, pull the Hulk. Use your shift. You should be also using your ultimate this fight. Okay, your cloak used their ultimate. Should probably use your after the cloak if it's still needed. Yeah, I should probably use your ultimate maybe now. Oh, maybe it's not needed anymore, never mind. Okay, it was not needed because the cloak used her ultimate. But you should be using it next fight then. Again, there's no real reason to sit on the cart like this with so many people. Just walk up a little bit. That guy died by himself. There's nothing you could have done there. Okay, you should be using... Yeah, you should be using your ultimate now. Please use your ultimate. Please use your ultimate. Please, thank you. Although, like, it's way too late. See, it's way too late. You almost died with your ultimate. Like, there's no reason to risk it like this. The moment the Cloak and Dagger used her ultimate, and the moment you saw enemies start to get this aggressive... Also, let's not forget about the fact that you as a support... Like, why are you walking forward here? Look, your entire team... Right? Look at this. Your entire team is going backwards, which they should, because the enemy used a support ultimate, so they're going to be aggressive. Right, so your entire team is going backwards, but you, the support, are going forward, and not even using your ultimate. So the whole reasoning of walking forward would be in my mind that you walk forward because you're about to use your ultimate on the point. But you walk forward and you don't even use your ultimate, which makes absolutely no sense. Why would you walk forward and not even use your ultimate? Right, like, how low HP were you? You were like 10 HP there. You should have 100% died. And you almost cost this entire fight because of that. And like, why are you as a support walking forward? Your first instinct as a support should always be to do this, right? Just do this, right? Especially if your team is backing off, it definitely means you as a support should also be going backwards. Again, don't go out of invisibility. See, same thing happened as earlier. You're invisible. Right, you're invisible. Okay, you were not invisible. Never mind, my bad. Again, you tried to save a guy and you died because of it. Okay, looks like your team does capture without you though. But yeah, your ultimate timings have been very weird, and you walking forward is also very weird. Again, and one thing you can do here at the start is just throw your shift down here, so that when the enemies walk up, they take some damage, and you build some ultimate charge. Positioning wise, I think this is better, but you can definitely just play a lot more closer to a wall. There's no reason to go out this wide, this open. Like, you can just literally hug a wall at all cost. Okay, at least you use your ability. Not the best, but at least you use them. I mean, yeah, this was a bit unfortunate, but yeah, I think it's because you're a bit out in the open. Now, this point might be lost. Probably. Unless a tank comes, I think this point is kind of... Okay, maybe you can actually get a fight. Yeah, you probably can get another fight here. Okay, but... Okay, now that at least you're using your ability, we have to think about how you're using it. So, for like 90% of the time, you want to pull enemies into your teammates, or like pull enemies into bad positions. And generally, you only push people when you want to save yourself or save a teammate, as in you want to push people away to be safe. For the rest of 90% of the time, you want to pull enemies into your team so that they can get killed, or pull enemies into bad positions. So this was definitely a pull situation, not a push. Okay, now you are kind of getting screwed here, but again, could have pushed here. Just also in general here, like this positioning here, like you see you're out in the open. It seems like there's cover, but you're really out in the open. Why not play here, right? Like hug, have some cover here, or play here, right? Like you're literally between two pieces of cover and you're not using any one of them. You can also play like this, right? Or like this, but considering where you are, this is probably the best option, especially because you can just very quickly go to your left and grab a health pack as well. Instead, you're just literally sitting out in the open between two covers. And you get absolutely destroyed because you're out in the open. And then you jump towards the enemies. Like, what? Why do you jump towards the enemies? At the very least, you should be jumping away, right? So you'd be jumping here. Instead, you're jumping into the enemies. It makes no sense. You jumped next to an enemy, so an enemy killed you. Okay, at least this time you did wait for your team. However, again, why have you... Now you waited for your team, but then you didn't wait for your team. So why are you walking in front of your tank, man? Right? Just be a little bit patient. You know, just be a bit patient. Let the tanks go first, and you walk behind them, right? And again, look at you. Look where you are, completely out in the open. You should be probably here, right? Wait for your tanks, and then walk behind them, next to cover. Right? That was a nice pull attempt, right? Let's use your shift. Should also be using your ultimate. Probably not now, but probably like very soon. Like now probably would be a good time. Like now. Oh my god. That placement was very awkward. It was actually okay that you kept your ultimate, because the Cloak and Dagger ultimate lasted a bit longer than I calculated, but yeah, like the placement, really weird placement. Really bad placement. Like your entire team was not even there. Yeah, really weird placement there. That's why you don't want to rip it instantly. You want to wait like a millisecond just to make sure that you place it well. Use your shift, use your shift, use your shift. Why are you walking forward? Look at why are you walking out in the open like this? Just stay here, man. Just stay here. Right? Like, why are you walking forward? I don't understand. Why are you walking forward? Just stand here. You have cover here. You have cover here. You have cover here. Why are you walking out? Like, I genuinely don't understand the reason. Like, why are you walking out? Why are you walking forward like this? The range on the pool, by the way, this is a nice pool, but the range on the pool is actually quite large. Like, look at this, it goes all the way to here, I'm pretty sure. Right, so there's no reason to walk this forward. Again, you are next to your tank. Just stand behind cover like this. Just literally plant yourself here and keep healing. You don't even have to move. Push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, push, pull, pull, pull. Thank you. Just a bit late. Oh my god, they absolutely captured the point. There's no way, man. Wow. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Okay, that was a nice push. Okay, yeah, this was definitely not as it should have been. But yeah, man, I don't understand why you're racking out in the open like that. Just stay where you are from the back, from some cover, and keep healing. Use your abilities, please. No, don't push them away. Why are you pushing? Look, the enemies are in a bad position here. Right? I mean, you also can't really push or pull these guys right now, especially the thing. But the enemies are literally next to your spawn. You want to pull them, right? You want to pull them into your team, because your entire team is here, so you want to pull the enemies into your team and pull the enemies out of position so that you can kill them. Instead, you're pushing them away. Right? You're pushing them away from your team to safety. Right? Generally, 90% of the time it should be a pull. You only push people when you need safety. And you have it again, use it. Use your shift as well. I guarantee you, if you use your shift and use your push and pull ability, you're probably the first one in the game who gets their ultimate right here. If you just use them. You could have had it like a few seconds earlier if you just used your abilities. Right. Now, this is way too late. Like, this is just way too late. Look at this. Dead, 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 about to die, about to die. Like, this is just half of your team is dead. You're using this ultimate to win a fight, but you can't win a fight if there's no team. Right? And the only reason for this is because you didn't use your push and pull ability, and you didn't have it in time, and also you just used it way too late. Right, like, if this happened, if 3 of your teammates die and enemy uses an ultimate, just let the fight die, so you can win the next fight, because you do have 3 minutes of time, so it's not the worst. Instead, you've just wasted your ultimate now. Just wasted your ultimate. And again, pushing people away. Why? This guy is sitting on the cart. There's no need to be both of you there. Just one person is enough. Use your shift, use your push and pull. Use your shift, use your push and pull. Why are you walking forward? Again, why are you walking forward? Look at this. Right? Why are you walking forward? As a support. You don't have any tanks. Your tanks are dead. Why are you walking forward? Of course you die, because you tried to fight the thing as a support. Like, why are you walking forward?
No worries. I've got you.
Just sit in the back. Yeah, I could have also helped that guy, but whatever. Use your push and pull, use your push and pull, use your push and pull, use your push and pull. Alt, 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 alt. Ult, ult, ult. Ultimate. Thank you. Way too late and way too risky. What if that Hela double headshot you and you die instantly? Right? You just have to use your ultimate. Right? You just have to anticipate it in a sense. When you're already at like 80, 90% of your ultimate, you should already be thinking about, okay, I'm gonna use it as soon as I have it because we need it now.
Clearly you needed some help.
Pull, pull, pull. That's a nice pull, pull, pull. Thank you. Just way too late again. Don't sit on the card. There's no point in sitting on the card. Walk forward. Go to your thing. Although maybe in this case it wasn't that bad actually.
Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep up the momentum. Vehicle reached the checkpoint. Keep
Yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate. But again, use your shift, right? Just why not just throw your shift down here to this corner so that these guys take damage and you build ultimate. And it also kind of forces them to go away. Just use your push and pull, or like your shift. And your push and pull, yeah. So I think you lost this part because you wasted your ultimate on the first fight, which was already lost. So you wasted a lot of extra time trying to win back that fight when all you had to do was just die quickly and use your ultimate advantage in the next fight, right? Like, if your ultimate is, like I said, is used to win a fight, but if 3 of your teammates die, the fight is already lost, basically, right? So no matter if you use your ultimate, you're just not going to win it. So there's no point in trying to salvage something bad. It's better to just reset and use it to win the next fight, right? So after watching your replay for the Invisible Woman, the things that you should be working on are, number 1, use your abilities, your shift, your push and pull. 90% of the time you should be pulling enemies into danger, and 10% of the time you should be pushing enemies away from yourself or from your teammates for safety. Secondly, stop walking this forward. Like, just don't unbind your forward key. Keep staying, just stay in the back, man. There's no reason to get closer to the front line. Just sit in the back, right? Plant yourself and keep healing from the back. Thirdly, wherever you are, always look to have some cover next to you. Literally hug a wall to your left or to your right, but the left is better. So make sure you always have some cover right next to you. You don't want to be out in the middle of the street like that. Fourth, you have to really think about anticipating your ultimate and taking like a millisecond or half a second to actually place your ultimate correctly or like in a good position. Okay? And the way you practice these things is you select them one by one. So for example, using your abilities, you play some quick matches so you don't have to worry about winning or losing, and you only focus on one specific thing that you want to improve in those specific games. So for example, let's say for the next 5 quick matches, you're only going to be thinking about using your abilities. And as you're playing these 5 games, you're going to be narrating and speaking out loud as to what your goal is to practice. So for example, let's say you start the game number 1, and you're just going to be thinking about, okay, I'm going to use my push and pull. Oh, I see an enemy. I'm going to pull them into my team. Oh, the enemies are over there. I'm going to use my shift so I can build some ultimate. Okay, my abilities are on cooldown. They're going to be back in like 2 seconds. So I'm going to be looking to pull someone immediately. Right? Stuff like that. And you do the same for the other things that I've mentioned. Let's move on to the next replay now. For Moon Knight, the things that I'm looking for is using your Ankh looking for some flanks or off angles so you can hit the backline, and your ultimate timing, right? So like your Ankh timing and your ultimate timing. Okay. You definitely could have probably started this game by being here and doing some preliminary damage as the enemies are getting away from spawn. Also, you'd be sitting here shooting a little bit, and once the enemies are out, you just then go back. Okay, use your Ankh. Where's your Ankh? Where's your Ankh? Where's your Ankh? Where's your Ankh? It's been 20 seconds and you haven't used your Ankh once. And the Ankh cooldown is, I don't know, like 10 seconds. So you could have used your Ankh 2 times already. And even if it's gonna get destroyed instantly, at the very least it does some AoE damage, which builds your ultimate faster. Also, your right click, like you could be using your right click a lot more. Look at this. So you've had it for like 4 seconds when you could have used it, and the Ankh cooldown, as you see, is only 3 seconds, so you missed out on 50% of your, not your Ankh, I'm sorry. So you've missed out on 50% of your right click damage. Or like right click usage. And your Ankh cooldown is what, like 10 seconds or 8 seconds? So just use it whenever you have it. Again, there's no reason to be keeping them. Right now, as soon as you have this, throw it out. Or like at least keep it to use with your Ankh if you want to keep it, but... Right, just use it. Use your Ankh. Use your Ankh. Use your Ankh. Or if you want to keep your Ankh with your ultimate. Okay, why are you jumping into the enemies? What is this? And also, why are you in the front line next to a tank, man? Like, same situation as the Invisible Woman. You should be here shooting, but you should probably be here and like shooting these guys. Maybe you should have been here earlier, or like be here, or just not literally next to your tank, bro. And then you just jump into the enemies. Yeah. I don't know what you were trying. I genuinely don't understand what you were trying to do there. Maybe you tried to go like over here or something, but still just very weird. Okay, now the point is lost. You shouldn't even really be fighting here. Just go back and regroup. Okay, but why are you... Okay, you got a kill, but why are you using the Ankh there instead of using it here, where there's more enemies and your Ankh can do more damage? Or you can actually just even use your ultimate right here. Like, this is prime ultimate time. Just use your ultimate on top of these guys, because they don't even know you are here. So use your ultimate, and you also throw your Ankh into your ultimate so that the Ankh actually pulls people in a little bit. So you want to combo your ultimate with your Ankh. So use your ultimate here, Ankh right here, so they get pulled slightly more towards the center. And yeah, this would have been a good ultimate actually. Because you also build it incredibly fast on Moon Knight. Like, what is this ultimate, man? What is this ultimate? There's no one even here. Right? There's no one even here. And even with DPS ultimate, it's kind of the same as a support ultimate. You want to be using it when a fight is going on so that you can actually win that fight. Right? Like earlier here. Right? It's not a big fight, but it's still a fight going on, right? Your teammates and your enemies are on top of each other. Remember, like I said on the Invisible Woman, when teammates or enemies are kind of on top of each other, that's generally a fight. So this would be a fight. The enemies are clumped up, they're on top of each other with your teammates, or one teammate in this case, so ultimate here. Instead, you throw it out completely random, like you're not even really aiming it. You know, like kind of the same situation as with Invisible Woman, you're just ripping it out there instead of trying to aim your ultimate. Or just take half a second to actually aim that ultimate so that you can see where it's going. Shoot, what are you waiting for? Just keep shooting, man. What are you pacing around for? Go in front and start shooting something. Why are you wasting time just pacing around? Or what are you afraid of? Both of your healers are right here. The enemies are in Narnia. Why are you, like, pacing around like this? Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Okay. Could have gone back. Why are you walking forward? Your team is dead. Why are you, or like your team is going far back because the enemy is using an ultimate. Why are you walking forward? Look at this. If the enemies are using ultimates, you go back. Right? If the enemies are using ultimates, you chill and you go back and you try to survive it. Right? Why are you being aggressive now when your team is being passive because they're being ulted on? Of course you die because you're by yourself. Yeah, you can't actually just jump over this, you know, you can't just jump over this or use your grapple, or you can go around here in case you didn't know, right? So you can go around there. Yeah, I mean, this was whatever, because it was an awkward position. Yeah, I mean, this point is pretty much lost. Yeah, the point was pretty much lost. But again, you kind of had only one ultimate, I think, this entire game, if I remember correctly, which, as Moon Knight, is just illegal. Like, this guy, Moon Knight can generally ult like every 20 or 30 seconds if you just keep shooting. Why you should be throwing those ultimates off like a machine gun. There you go, you have it. Use it. You die. I mean, there's not much you could have done here, because actually there is. You could have used the invisibility thing from Cloak and Dagger, because this actually makes you invisible, as I'm pretty sure the Star-Lord ultimate cannot lock onto you. So you could have actually done something here, probably. Yeah, but it's kind of the same situation as to not using your ability. Hey, go. Why are you afraid here, man? Go for now. You're afraid. So on support you go forward, but on Moon Knight you sit and like, what is this? Just go forward. They're about to capture the point, man. Go forward. Go here, start shooting. Go here, start shooting. Why are you waiting around? Right? You can wait for your team, like, by not committing, but just simply going here, this is not committing, right? You're not going into the fight. But you're also not waiting around. Okay, ult, please. Ult, 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 ult. Why are you opening with this? You can't generally just ult. Look, man. All the enemies are clumped up. Like, this is prime ultimate, bro. Just throw it instantly. Not sure why you wait. Right. Like, you're still not using it. Still not using it. And your ultimate can actually kill through support ultimates. But you're still not using it. Okay. Yep, that was okay. You still, like, you only got one kill. Now, it's not the worst, because at least you did use it. It's just that, again, kind of like on Invisible Woman, you're just using it too late. You're just using it too late. Okay, I was just about to say that you're not even using your team up as you're using, but this is the first time in like, I don't even know how long. So you definitely could have used it a lot earlier, or like more times. And again, use your Ankh, thank you. You genuinely should be using it on cooldown. Like, why are you keeping it for? Use your team up, use your team up, use your team up, use your team up, and you die. Use your team up. You used it earlier, so you do know how to press it. As for general positioning, like, on Moon Knight, you should not really be playing, like, in the back like this. You can just look for some off angle. Like, look at this. You use an Ankh here and the entire enemy backline is dead. But if you're just hitting tank like this, or not even, or trying to hit the backline from all the way here, it's not really efficient. Or just go from an off angle. And what's an off angle? Well, if we are to imagine the main fight point, or like the main fight line, it would be this. And any off angle is a line that's not the main fight line. So this is the main fight line, right? But an off angle like this would not be the main. It would be kind of, it would be on an angle, right? It's an angle off the main fight line. And DPS in general are not the best on the main fight line. And that was an okay ultimate. Still maybe a bit early, but it's not the worst. It's not the worst. At least you used it. I still think it was a bit too early. Like, you could have waited for a fight going on. And you can actually use your, you can actually use your Cloak and Dagger team up, because that thing heals you. So you should have used it earlier. So now you die because you didn't use it. Again, use your Ankh, build up some ultimate charge, use your Ankh. Now, this is a bit unfortunate, but you should also maybe press tab and see that your teammates have their ultimates, so you should be expecting an ultimate, and maybe you are prepared to stay in that ultimate so you get healed. And you actually did see her use an ultimate here. It's just that, yeah, you kind of reacted poorly. Now again, I don't like how you're defaulting, or like having the general habit of just going for the main fight line, like I said. Like your main instinct should be maybe go for an off angle from here, or maybe go for an off angle from here, or even deeper one, like this is more of a flank, right? Instead of just always sitting like this and just shooting, which is not the worst on Moon Knight, but it's definitely not as efficient. And again, use your right click. Why are you keeping your right click? Use your right click, use your right click, thank you. Just, you could have had another one of use of your right click there. Okay. Now let's see on attack. You can use your Ankh, you can use your Ankh, you can throw the Ankh right behind this guy on the wall here, and you can hit him way easier, right? So you can generally throw it on the behind him, which is also very awkward for him because he would have to turn around to shoot it. Now his teammates can shoot it, but you can generally throw your Ankh right here. Why are you not using your Ankh? Because by the time you get closer to the enemies, you're gonna have it back again. Just use your Ankh. Ankh, 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 Ankh. Still haven't used... It's been 30 seconds and you haven't used your Ankh once. Now you've used, but now it's like way too late. You could have used it another 3 times by... just by using it.
That's 3.
Khonshu smiled on us.
Okay, you have your ultimate, you should be prepared to use it on the next fight. Like this is probably a good fight. This is an insane ultimate right here. This is an insane ultimate, still is. You can literally just use your grapple right here and drop your ultimate here. Look at this, man. Imagine if you used your grapple on top of this, right? As in looking for an off angle, or at least you have your ultimate. Right, so you see, okay, I have my ultimate, I have to look for an opportunity to use it. Okay, I see the tanks are here, which means the enemy team is probably over there. So I know that I can grapple on top of this and use my ultimate down here. Alright, do you see how insane that ultimate would have been? Yeah, you really shouldn't be chasing that guy, thank you. But again, like, you're wasting so much potential ultimate, or like missing out on so much, thank you. But you should also be throwing your Ankh in there, like, look. You have your Ankh, right? You should also be throwing your Ankh in the middle of them like this, because it does pull them even harder into the ultimate. Alright, there you go, look at this, so much better. Okay, you use your Ankh, nice, I like it. Now you should go back, definitely go back, thank you, yep, that's okay. And you should just be sitting here and trying to shoot downwards into there. Use your Ankh, thank you, nice. Okay, they're using ultimate, that's fine. Again, nice. The enemies are using ultimate, so you are chilling and waiting it out. Now you are getting destroyed because the enemy did use ultimates, so that's okay. Yeah. Okay, thank you. That's a nice grapple. Okay, use your ultimate. Okay. Now, you did aim it and still kind of placed it bad, but I do like that you at least took the time to actually aim it. It's just unlucky, but yeah, this was an okay ultimate. It's just unfortunate placement. Although, again, you could have used the Cloak and Dagger team up to get invisible and survive the Star-Lord ultimate. Although, another thing I'm noticing, I mean, not... Although, again, you see, like, if you're just sitting on the main line like this, you don't really do that much. It's mostly just spam damage, which is not the worst, because you are building your ultimate. However, you don't have the highest kill potential when you're just sitting like this in the middle. Can actually use your... There you go, nice. Yeah, I think that was an okay ultimate. Still, could have probably waited for the Cloak and Dagger ultimate to expire, but it was not the worst. at least you used it. And you also use it from an off angle, so that's really good. There's already people on the card. Walk forward and do some damage. Throw your Ankh down here, do some damage, shoot the enemies. Because you're not really achieving anything like this.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
Okay, that's a nice off angle. Although, maybe not, maybe nice is not a nice word. So this is an off angle, however, it's again way too forward compared to the rest of your team. I like just check a little bit behind you. Where's your team? What's going on? Alright, this was an off, like it was an okay off angle. It's just that it's way too early because you were the first one there. If you just waited for your team to move first and then followed your team after, it would have been a lot better.
The vehicle reached a checkpoint. Keep up the momentum.
And again, why are you next to your tank? Use your team up, please, use your team up. I mean, this works as well, but you could have just used your team up.
Armed and dangerous.
Okay, look for an ultimate soon, maybe. Probably not needed this fight, because you've already won it. But next fight for sure should be an ultimate.
Get up. I'm not done.
Okay, so let's look for an ultimate soon. Okay, you got a kill there, that's nice. Look, and this is nice. So this is an off angle. Now, it's still a bit forward compared to your team, but not that much, right? So your team is in close enough that it's not a big issue. But the reason it worked is because it's an off angle, right? So the dagger was not really expecting to be damaged from here. She was expecting to be damaged from there. So it's harder for her to react like this. Nah, nice done. However, we should really be looking for an ultimate about now. Like now. Thank you.
I am ready to put on a show.
Not the best, but at least you did force a Luna ult, so that's pretty good. You might lose now? Okay.
Us against the world.
You're probably gonna lose because you don't really have much, but... yeah, not the worst. Why are you fighting a Hulk by yourself? Why are you trying to fight? You just staggered yourself. Why are you fighting a Hulk by yourself? Just try to escape and run all the way back, man. Why are you fighting a tank by yourself?
Where I start. Better put this to good use.
Nice.
This is mine.
Then use your right click, use your right click. Your right click actually gives you some health back or like shields, and your cloak and dagger team up actually heals you. So why are you not using them? You have to use them. Okay, use your ultimate. Prepare to use your ultimate.
Armed and dangerous.
Okay. It's not the worst. Yeah, that's okay. Because it was on the point. But yeah, just overall it's not the most efficient stuff that you're doing.
You can't hide from your destiny.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so for you, I mean, this game is pretty much over. Maybe not. Okay, it is. Probably should have gone to that. But yeah, for your Moon Knight, so you're not using your Ankh enough, you're not using your team up at all almost. You're not really using your right click enough. And your ultimates are kind of awkward. Some of them have definitely been better. And you're also just not really looking for any off angles. You're just sitting in the back and throwing bananas. Which on Moon Knight is not the worst, but you definitely miss out on a lot of potential by simply just looking for an off angle and using an Ankh on the enemy backline. So for Moon Knight, use your Ankh more, use your right click more, use your Cloak and Dagger team up if you have it. Look for some more off angles, as in not being on the same main line as the big fight. And yeah, that's mostly it, I would say. And also don't be so far forward next to your tank. Let's move on to the next one. Now for Emma Frost, what's important is managing your beam charge, making sure you're almost always as close to 100% beam charge as possible, and your diamond form for using it to either manage your beam charge sometimes, or using it to peel for your teammates or punish enemy positioning. The shield on the Emma is not the most important thing, so the beam, the diamond form, and ultimate are what's important for Emma, as well as just general space management as tank, as in going forward, going back, depending on the team situation. Okay, what's the point of this shield? There's no one here. I mean, it makes sense that you're trying to block for your teammates, but why would you block for your teammates when the spawn is literally right here? Okay, now you should be recalling your shield so that it's not just sitting there out in the open. Okay, again, why have you... I like that you turn around behind you, right? I like that. As tank, you should be turning behind you and check on your team so that you know if you can start pushing or not. However, what's really the point of this shield? You are full HP, your team is super far back, you're not even engaging the enemies yet, you're literally just placing it to be broken for no reason. And now, if you actually do decide to push, you're not going to have your shield if you need it. So, your shield should be used to keep yourself safe if you need it. If you're full HP and you haven't even taken damage yet, or like haven't even engaged the enemies, there's no reason to shield. Okay, probably not. As the Groot Walls actually don't charge your beam. So, as you can see, right, they don't charge up your beam. So this is kind of a waste. Like, it's a complete waste actually, not kind of, it's a complete waste. You should just be looking with your thing, trying to build up beam charge as much as you can. Right, shooting the walls is actually not good. And you should be swapping to diamond form now and destroying this magic. Okay. Kind of a skill issue, but yeah, you should have probably done it sooner. It's just kind of, it was a bit awkward overall, but you did have the right idea as to swapping to fight the magic. However, now that you literally saw a healer die, you should definitely play slower. As in, go backwards, right? You saw the Luna get killed by the magic in your face, so you're down a healer, meaning you're really bad situation, so you should just be going back and trying to restabilize. Okay, you're full HP, now you should be starting to go ahead. Again, I don't see the point of this shield, like this shield is completely pointless. You've already gone past the shield anyway. Right, it's just sitting here, taking damage for no reason. And now, when you do nailed the shield, you don't have it, because it's broken, because you used it for no reason. And you also kind of swapped to diamond form for no reason here. Okay. So you swapped to diamond form maybe to get them, but then you were too low HP. Maybe? Like with Emma, you generally just want to kind of play behind cover and charge up your beam. And that's mostly everything you have to do. Just charge up your beam and use your diamond form when people are getting close. Like that. Now just charge up your beam. Nice crystal. Yeah, that was a bit of a... That was a bit of a juggle. You can swap diamond form now. You can swap diamond form because people are literally inside of your face. Especially on a support. So you can just swap diamond form when enemies are this close to you in your face, because diamond form is melee range. So you will have the advantage. So... like this is way too late. And why do you start by pushing them away with your kick? You should be grabbing them first and then kicking. Yeah. I mean, shooting that thing is not the worst, but maybe could have shot the enemies instead. It's not the worst ultimate, but you could have just kept beaming them, because you are on 100% charge and your beam actually melts people. Yep, thank you. You seem a bit lost. Recall your shield. You should recall your shield. Press F and recall your shield, because there's no point in leaving it out in the open. Diamond form, you can... If someone is super mobile like this, where it's kind of hard to track them with your beam, and they're in melee range, just swap to diamond form and grab them by the neck. You can also... There you go, nice. You can use your diamond form to like keep your beam charge up, but you should be using it to walk forward and find something as quickly as possible to damage, so you don't lose that beam charge. Because now it's gonna be lost. Okay, nobody fights you, that's interesting. Yeah, I shouldn't really be... You shouldn't really be worrying about that Moon Knight, especially because you don't really have any mobility. Thank you. I mean, I'd probably just die quickly here, because the enemies used completely wasted ultimates, because you just captured the point. Yeah, I'd probably just look for a reset here. Definitely go diamond form and punish. Like, this guy is completely out of position. And you don't want to allow him to escape by using your diamond form, because then you stun him with the grab, you kick him back so he can't escape. You should 100% diamond form, thank you. Thank you. You can, by the way, also, after you grab someone by the neck, so like, now, you actually have time to punch 2 times, so you can punch once, punch twice, and then kick. So you actually have time to punch 2 times before you kick. Nice. Doesn't really need to hit this, because it's gonna expire before you actually kill it. Right, like, you just don't have the damage. It's gonna expire before you... You're much better off just hitting the enemies. Because at least if you hit the enemies, you build ultimate charge. You should grab that guy by the neck, actually. You should actually grab... So as soon as this guy... You should also just diamond, so you get damage reduction. And you can also use your shield, like, downwards to block the damage from his ultimate, instead of just watching him do it. Alright, so switch to diamond form. Don't crystal here. Switch diamond form, because this guy is now out of position. So grab him by the neck and kick him backwards. Instead you die. So you do not... Again, you're kind of not using your abilities properly. What's the point of that shield? You're just literally throwing it in front of the enemies just for them to break it for absolutely free. Like, there's no point with this shield. You're not blocking anything, you're just wasting it. What you can do on this map specifically also is try to kick people off with your diamond form. So you can grab someone, kind of line yourself up and kick them out over here, and you can actually insta-kill them. Also, like this Groot, it's very easy to just kick him off the map. You can also use your ultimate, especially now that you've seen the Groot has used his Iron Wall, meaning he won't be able to block your ultimate. So you can just use your ultimate into these guys, and they won't really be able to do anything about it. And again, I don't even know how long it's been since you last used your ultimate, but I think it has been a while actually. Like, why are you keeping it? Now it's probably too late to use it, because the fight is basically over. But you definitely could have used it earlier.
Did you even train for this?
Okay, that's nice. Okay, use your ultimate now. Now, use your ult. Thank you. Still, like a 1 or 2 seconds too late, man. Because now the enemies are already far enough that they can use some cover, whereas where you used it here earlier, they had really nowhere else to go. Like, if you just used it earlier here, where they didn't really have to go. Kick him off, thank you. Okay, you could have lined it up a little bit better. Yeah, you had the right idea there at the very least, that's okay. But yeah, your ultimate, like, I genuinely think on every single one, so even on Invisible Woman, even on Moon Knight, even on Emma Frost, your ultimates are just way too late. Right, so general idea with your ultimate is, especially when you have it, so you have your ultimate charged up, in the back of your head, it should always run this constant thinking of, where's a good opportunity to use my ultimate? And the moment you see it, the moment you see enemies clumped up, the moment you see your teammates taking damage on the Invisible Woman, just use it. It should not be kind of a reaction ultimate. It should be almost premeditated and anticipated.
Here's an onk. Moon Knight must be close. Only 60 seconds left. Us against the world.
Yeah, you did try to chase her. I mean, it's not the worst idea. Now, this shield is actually okay. Yeah, that shield is fine. Nice. Nice. Although you can just go a bit further back and shoot this guy. Like, look, this guy is completely out in the open. So you can just... Or even this guy, right? So you can just... There's no reason to keep hitting the tanks like this. Especially when the enemy supports are right next to you. Right, so you can just take one step back and you kill this guy. Right, why are you so focused on the enemy tanks? You're way better off killing some squishes. Especially with 100% beam charge. Okay, so you actually even just lose the point. Right, especially with 100% beam charge, just... try to kill some squishes if they're just next to you or like very close to you. Instead of like you can target tanks to build up your beam charge, but once your beam is charged up, try to look to delete some squishes like the enemy backline. Yeah, this is fine. Just keep hitting stuff, keep hitting stuff. Keep your charge up, keep your beam up, nice. Right, play aggressive now, nice, good. Again, I don't understand why are you kicking first. Maybe you generally just hop into practice range, swap the diamond form and instantly try to E someone and like grab them by the neck. Now this was a good diamond form, although it was probably not needed, because you definitely could have killed this guy just with your regular beam. Like, he's 1 HP, you can definitely just kill him with your regular beam. There's like this diamond form is kind of pointless, to be honest. So you could, and also you don't want to swap off diamond form that quickly, because at the very least you want to try to keep your beam charge up as much as you can. Right, so maybe you could have hit this and you keep your 100% beam instead of it going all the way down. Like, your beam charge is pretty much the most important thing. Okay, nice. Keep hitting beam, charge up, charge up. Kind of a pointless shield. Kind of a pointless shield, like I don't understand what you're blocking, you're really not blocking anything. Use your crystal. The crystal has incredibly short cooldown, so you can't just be spamming that stuff. Oh, this is kind of awkward. Now, when you're in a bad position like this, you should swap to diamond form, because it does give you damage reduction. Right? You can just swap to diamond form, because it does give you damage reduction. Like, please don't die. Like, why are you dying with your diamond form? That thing gives you, I think, 30% damage reduction, so even if it's generally not the ideal time to use your diamond form, you still want to use it to at least survive, because it does give you damage reduction. Okay, fight this guy, diamond form, thank you. Again, why do you kick first? Grab first and then kick. Now, why are you going backwards? Okay, you're waiting for your team, but you already have some teammates here. Still, you're going way too far back. Like, you want to be able to touch the point, because what if they capture it right now and you don't even get to touch it? Because they block you. The point, hello, they're capturing the point, hello. That was way closer than it should have been. Like, you're actually lucky here. Like, why did you go so far back? Don't ult, please, thank you. That was way too bad. Why did you go so far back, man? Okay, let me see how you use that ultimate now. Again, pointless shield, absolutely pointless shield. Ultimate, not the worst, but not the best. Now, with your ultimate, you can't just delete squishes with it, so... I mean, again, even though this is kind of like a bad, like, weird ultimate, and why? Because remember what I said about ultimates? There needs to be a fight going on. Look at this. Your team is not fighting. Even these guys are not fighting, so this is kind of a pointless ultimate, because there's no fight going on, so there's no reason to use your ultimate, because there's no fight to win. You want to use your ultimates to win fights, but if there's no fight going on, there's no point to use your ultimate. And then, once you see this guy, a squishy in your face, you can just use your ultimate, kind of like your beam, to just delete him, instead of spreading it around and doing nothing with it. And then you could have also swapped to diamond form and maybe killed that Bucky. And you also focused on the walls again. Again, you can double punch before kicking. Why do you cancel your diamond form here? Why do you cancel your diamond form? Because you're still not completely out of the woods yet. So you still need some damage reduction. So why do you swap off your diamond form? Now again, because you're kind of using your shield randomly, you could have maybe used your shield to block some damage here, or something. But again, so you're wasting your shield, you're not managing your diamond form properly, you're not managing your beam properly, and just ultimate have been bad as well.
You can't be rid of me so easily, I'm afraid.
Are you gonna touch it in time? No, I don't think so. Okay, so for Emma Frost, beam. Okay, just always look to charge up your beam on the tanks. And after you've charged up your beam, if you can get to the enemy backline, do it and delete them with your beam. If not, just keep beaming the tanks. because it does a lot of damage. Secondly, stop placing your shield randomly, like just completely out in the open for no reason for your shield. Your shield should be used when maybe you need to disengage, or maybe when you need to block some damage when you're close, but not just if you're full HP and the enemies aren't even close. There's no reason to use your shield for that. Secondly, with your diamond form, grab first, then kick them into a wall. Don't kick them away. Maybe that's kind of an issue because of the buttons, but you can just practice that in the practice range or even a quick match. Thirdly, your ultimate is to be used when a fight is going on, not before a fight and not after a fight. So if 3 teammates are died, the fight is already over. Don't use your ultimate. If nobody's even damaging each other, a fight has not started, so don't use your ultimate. Use your ultimate when there's a big fight going on, so that you use your ultimate to win that fight. And this goes for everyone else, including Invisible Woman, including Moon Knight. So, yeah. And again, the way you practice this is you take them one by one. So for example, play some games and only worry about using your beam to 100% as much as you can. Then maybe play some games and you think about using your diamond form when there's an opportunity to do so. Not randomly, and also not dying without at least using it, because it does give you damage reduction. And you can definitely play some games for all the heroes, by the way, just thinking about ultimates, as in when you're about 80%, 90%, or just having your ultimate at 100%, you should already be thinking about when you're going to use your ultimate. Maybe when an enemy support is using theirs, or maybe when an enemy DPS is using theirs, or just when there's a fight going on. So as soon as you have your ultimate, you should already be thinking to yourself, the first fight that's going on, I'm gonna use my ultimate. The first opportunity I see, I'm gonna use my ultimate. Okay? So try this. Let me know if you have any questions for everything that we've gone through. Go through them one by one, by the way. Don't try to do them all at once, because it's gonna get overwhelming and you're not gonna do anything. So just take them one by one. Take your time with each one of them. And yeah, I hope this has been helpful and good luck.